Well, we're really, really happy, and it's a pleasure to be here with you. So today, first of all, we will be focusing on Mrs. Robin Gray herself. For the listeners who are not familiar with your work, could you please introduce yourself, and also what was your inspiration to pursue this career?
Sure, yeah. I'm Robin Gary. I'm from Washington, D.C. I am, by education, I am a lawyer, and I started my career pretty much here in Iraq back in 2007. I was here with the Public International Law and Policy Group working on the review of the Constitution with Parliament and with the judiciary. Quickly went to, after that, another not very calm place in 2000. When was I there? 2010. I was in Somalia working on their constitution and made my way back here in 2020. So I've been working here in Iraq for quite some time, and yeah.
Okay, that's inspirational. So we know that you've spent almost more than 2 decades working in civil society organizations. And looking back to your experience, what do you think kind of experiences that shaped your perspective today?
Yes, there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Too many to get through exactly. But I think in working with civil society organizations, it's participation. Participation is a huge part of that. And when we began shifting and including civil society in our work here, bringing them together with members of parliament, the judiciary, the government, to really discuss the issues with them and bring in the civil society perspective, that tripled the impact of our work. And really, it is something we have a great focus on now, to bring civil society into the room and to strengthen public participation, especially in the lawmaking process.
Yes. You have mentioned something really important, and I quote, meaningful reform depends on strong legal frameworks and investing in future leaders. Could you please elaborate how this philosophy can come into practice in the real world?
Yes, I mean, those two things for me are inseparable. You can have good laws, but that only goes so far. So it's people believing in them, it's people fighting for them, it's ethical leaders helping to implement them, and people continuing to push for them. So they're inseparable. You can write a great law, that is a start. It's just the very first step, and then it becomes harder.
Yes, of course. And it seems like everyone working in the Institute has a certain vision, has a lot of collaborative initiatives. So now we will be talking and focusing a little bit more on the Institute itself. So as an executive director of the Institute, can you introduce our listeners a little bit to the work of the Institute? What is the vision it plays, and what is your guys' goal to implement internationally?
Sure, yeah. The Institute for International Law actually was purpose-built for Iraq in 2007. As mentioned, I was here with the founder of the organization, our senior advisor today, who's here with us as well, Mr. Najim Al-Kafaji. We were working for a different organization on the Constitution review process, who decided they didn't want to take the risk to be on the ground in Iraq any further. So the founder, William Spencer, went back to Washington, D.C., founded this organization, and we were back within a year working on implementing legislation with Parliament. We've worked with every parliament since 2005, really, but since the start of this organization in 2007, the judiciary since then, civil society since then. We really work overall to strengthen protections for vulnerable groups, which incorporates a lot of different things. Our bread and butter here has been supporting Parliament to draft good laws and laws that can better serve Iraq and Iraqis.
Yes, and I think everyone is kind of seeing the achievements and the initiatives that the Institute is implementing and creating. And when you open the website and the social media, you can see how many achievements and how many initiatives you guys have implemented. So looking back at this, do you think that there is kind of an initiative or a partnership that you are proud of within the Institute?
Well, thank you for that. Glad you've been to our website and seen some of our social media.
Yeah.
We are a small organization, small but mighty, we like to say, so that's nice to hear. I think I am most right now encouraged and excited about this Yale project. Before that, I'd say that what sticks out the most is, if I have to pick one, our longstanding partnership with the judiciary has really been quite unique. We're the only NGO with an MOU with the Supreme Judicial Council, and our work with them dates back to 2007 when we were working with Chief Justice Medhad at that time to review the the judiciary chapter of the Constitution. We've worked closely with them to get a directive on the ability to use video conferencing for witness testimony, which has really gone far to affect a lot of people. It particularly gave way to the ability of Yazidi survivors living abroad, the ability to register and apply for their benefits under the Yazidi survivor law, which is something we also worked very closely on to help support the drafting and the adoption and the implementation of. So I'd say that really sticks out in our mind.
Yes, so we can see that there is a really big vision for the Institute for the future. So speaking of the future, now looking ahead, do you think that there are some kind of initiatives or something that you are looking forward to address through the Institute in the future?
We are really excited to stay on this environmental issue and public participation. At this point, without fixing, helping, protecting the environment, what's the point? Because there won't be a livable, inhabitable place here in the cradle of civilization. There's a report that we read that has really turned a lot of decision makers' heads back to ask us questions when we've mentioned it. It's a report from in January that noted that in 4 years, cities in Iraq will be uninhabitable just because of the air quality. And we talked to a member of parliament and tell them that's the exact same time as their term in parliament. It really puts perspective, and we've had multiple members turn to us and say, can you send me that report, and go from there. So I'm very excited about continuing on working with the youth on engaging on this issue and others, and being a part of the lawmaking process and bringing them into the process. I mean, especially environment, it especially affects them for the longest amount of time, at least, and future generations.
Yeah, of course. So I think what changes a society and a country is our young leaders now and the next generation. So this is what you are as an institute trying to work on. And one of the things that you are accomplishing now is the Yale program. So now we will be shedding the light a little bit more for the listeners who may not be familiar with this. So can you guide us through the Yale program, and how did the idea first came out?
Yes. Well, Yale is a part of a bigger project under ILHR, which we identified a couple years ago, a gap. We saw a lot of good work happening on the government side of things in terms of environment, a lot of good policy coming out, some good projects being done. But we didn't see the same efforts to codify those policies into law. If you don't codify policy into law, it changes every 4 years. And with something like, especially the environment, you need more than 4 years to really make a difference. So this project came out of that. We wanted to work on the gaps. We wanted to work on reflecting good policy to keep it past that 4 years. So we have 4 different stakeholders we work with: the members of parliament, members of the ministries, civil society, and the youth. So the youth part of this has become really the most exciting in my mind, although all of them are equally important. But having the energy and the activity of the youth has really driven this through. So that, combined with wanting to really give youth practical experience and show them that they don't have to wait to really make a difference or be involved, that they can do that right now. So that was the overall goal.
Yes. And why do you think AUIB was the best partner for this program?
Well, AUIB came in kind of very powerful right at the beginning of the start of this project, and just latched on to the vision being in line with AUIB, and it really is. They've been a great supporter. My great appreciation to Dr. Hansa, who really heard of this and pulled us in and supported us from minute one she started talking, and she's been integral to the success of this project. We have now since then signed a greater MOU with the university, with the law school specifically, and we have a lot of things planned ahead that I'm really, really excited about.
Yes, and do you think anything that distinguishes our AUIB's law students from other universities in Iraq?
Well, I haven't worked that closely with many other universities, so I don't know if that's a fair question, but that I can answer that. But they certainly are amazing students. We have students and law students from other schools in the Yale project, which also is amazing that AUIB can support that as well. And they're all wonderful. I mean, the AUIB students have been exceedingly available and very participatory and very engaging and willing to go a little bit further.
Yes.
Yeah.
Since we have a lot of, efforts from the young leaders and from academic institutions, from your personal background, how do you think us as academic institutions can play a role in changing this environmental legal issues?
Universities already play a vital role, and they do a wonderful job, and programs like this are one of the ways. I think I keep hearing from young people that awareness of environmental issues to everyone, but especially other generations, is necessary. And I think media like this goes a far way. One other way I think we can push a little bit with universities is more opportunities for the practical, real-world experience for young people. The energy, excuse me, that the youth bring is just essential to getting change, making change. The environment, there's a lot of opportunity to make changes here on that.
Yes.
Additionally, we're in such an uncertain time now in the world, and that can be scary, and that can be stifling. You don't know what to do, but it's also an opportunity. It is an opportunity to reimagine things and play a part in what's next. So I think the youth are well equipped to do that.
Yes, I think they have enough energy and they have a purpose and a message to deliver to this world. And I think they're eager to change whatever that is happening in the country that is challenging today. So I think this is a great opportunity for them.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yes. So lastly, what is the word that you would like to give, maybe a piece of advice for our law students or the young leaders now that are trying and aiming to change the world?
I mean, don't stop is really a big one. A couple other things I would say is I've always been one, if you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you shouldn't be surprised you get the same result. I think that's a definition of insanity, I think. Yeah. But in that, really questioning how things are done. Is there a better approach? Don't be afraid to take a different route. Don't be afraid to suggest something that hasn't been done. Just because it hasn't been done doesn't mean it won't work. Actually, it might be the only thing that works. For instance, in our Yale project, where we have legal experts from Iraq giving input on the students' proposals, that was very helpful, but we were very careful with the experts to explain to them, please don't change the meaning or the inspiration of the students. Please look at the structures. That's what it is. Just because the expert that's been working for 30 years on this issue doesn't agree with what the youth might propose doesn't mean that that's not what they should propose. We're looking for new ideas, new ways, because we want to make change. So keep challenging and keep looking for new ways.
That is well said. Well, finally, what are you looking forward from the partnership between AUIB and the institution for the future?
I'm looking forward to so much. Every time our team talks with Dr. Hansa and her team, we come up with new ideas. We have a specific plan in place that hopefully comes to fruition to offer a human rights and rule of law legal clinic at the law school, which I hope we can get off the ground, which would do more things like Yale, give more opportunities to students to have real world practical experiences as they learn. Really looking forward to just this relationship growing and us being able to support each other. We bring very different strengths and we work really well together. So I'm looking forward to that.
Yes, we're looking forward for that as well. Looking forward to air that here from AUIB-FM as well for the future initiatives and for the future of the Institute with AUIB. We're really proud of this collaboration and partnership, and we're really happy and pleasured to be here with us, Mrs. Robin. Thank you very much for your insights and for those valuable information.
Thank you. And I did just want to say
yes,
a plug for our our upcoming culmination of this part of Yale. The students will be presenting their legislative proposals to members of parliament this coming week, which is really, really exciting. In all my years working in Iraq since 2007, we've never brought students into parliament. I've never seen students sitting across the table from members of parliament and discussing issues. So I think we're really excited. The members of parliament are really excited, and the youth are excited, and this should be a really valuable experience for them.
Yes, that's such a major step, and it shows support from both parties, from the institution and also from AUIB. So yes. Thank you.
Thank you. Again, thank you, Dr. Hansa, and to the president of the university for the support, and to you and all the students. We love working with you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And for our listeners, thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning into AUIB FM 101.5. We hope that you enjoyed our conversation today and was inspired enough of the role of law that plays for you to change the world. Thank you for tuning in. And until next time, have a wonderful day.